For Shutt, we have a weather impact alert tonight and also through tomorrow. We talked about that. So we'll focus on Friday's rain. And Friday's rain is going to be more widespread and much heavier than what we saw so far on this Thursday. So we're going to focus on the 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. period on Friday. Not to say it can't shower or rain before 9 a.m. or post 11 a.m. or post 11 p.m., but that's going to be the really critical hours. Heaviest rain will fall. So what's the impact? Rain and showers. Some of that rain will be heavy at times. Also chilly. Almost cold. I mean, it's going to feel like March tomorrow and also Saturday. Get ready. So what do you need to know? Well, I would plan on wet commutes. Now, the wet commute Friday morning will be confined to areas south of town and east of town. Everyone has a wet commute coming home tomorrow evening. So adjust your outdoor plans. I mentioned this on the broadcast at 6 o'clock. I think if you have outdoor sports events, high school sports events Friday evening, some of those are going to be canceled or moved to Saturday. You need the umbrella. If you have to go watch one, make sure you have an umbrella and a jacket. It will be cold. And when we talk about this alert, we're not talking about severe weather. This is an alert just for rain and more inconvenience type weather. So I widened the radar out for a couple of reasons, okay? This is our first area of showers and rain, okay? And it stretches really up and down the eastern seaboard. There's a little bit of snow mixed in, too, in parts of northern PA and Hudson River Valley. And notice you get down into the Carolinas around the Piedmont between Greensboro and Raleigh. We have some thunderstorms. Also some thunderstorms out along the Ohio River, and that's just insult to injury after all the rain they've had over the last 7 days. So we'll zoom in, and this is over the past couple of hours. So we see the areas of yellow and orange up around Interstate 80 in central PA. That's the heaviest activity. We're kind of lucky. We're down here with just some light rain and some showers all the way down to Richmond and Charlottesville. So here's the radar here's the radar right now. This is like 2 minutes old. So we have rain in Frederick. Now if you go up to 70, essentially it's going to be wet the whole way once you clear the spur. And once you get just before Fairfax out 66, you're going to have rain as well. And this is going to slowly move eastward. So it's going to get to Prince George's County eventually. Not for a while, but it will get there eventually. And again, it's all shades of green, so it's not super heavy. Tomorrow's going to be a different story. Tomorrow, I'll show you a futurecast in a second, has a lot of yellow and a lot of orange, and that's heavy rain. Not storms, but heavy rain. And not looking at anything in terms of flooding, but the good news is we are in a drought, so we need this rain. We really need the rain as we get into Friday and Friday night. So let's zoom in a little bit. Again, nothing severe here, but we'll start up near Hagerstown. And this, by far and away, is the heaviest rain we have. You go past Hagerstown on 40, and you're seeing some yellow there. You go past Clear Spring and then over toward Hancock. And also down on the east side of 81 between Downsville and Martinsburg. Nothing crazy heavy, but a little bit of rain right now. And that's all moderate to light. In here. If we zoom further south, okay, again, we got rain down toward Charlestown and also Shepherdstown. Nothing crazy heavy, but a miserable evening along I-81. No doubt about that. We'll go a little further south again, and we get to Berryville and Percival. A little bit of light rain, nothing, again, heavy, but miserable. You know, I know April showers bring May flowers, but this is sort of like March rain, really. Percival, we have some rain and showers. Over toward Brunswick, we also have some rain and showers as well, and Charlestown. But it's all shades of green, so it's all, you know, essentially it's all light activity. Now, let's move a little further, kind of a span of the river here between Loudoun and also Montgomery County. There's some rain in Leesburg. You jump over toward Poolesville in Montgomery County, some rain as well, Tuscarora as well, and down toward Sterling. It is all light, so it's not going to cause any problems. And it's just, again, sort of a harbinger of what's coming tomorrow. So I zoom back out. Also, rain extends all the way down to Fredericksburg and Ladysmith, all the way down 95. So it's slowly moving eastward, but it's going to take a minute to get into like Bowie and also into D.C. and down into even into St. Mary's County. But it will eventually, and again, this is just sort of a harbinger of what's heading our way. We'll zoom in again. There's pretty good rain. This is where it's been since about 3 o'clock. From Tuscarora across to Leesburg, down toward Aldie, you go down 15th, of the 50 and cross over, and then further south on 15 over into Haymarket. So that's where the rain has been most of the afternoon. It's kind of not moving. It's moving very slowly eastward. I mean, it just has moved into Rockville and Germantown in the last 35 minutes. So it hasn't, it's been a minute. It's going to take a minute to move also as we get into, you know, say Prince George's County around Laurel and Bowie. It'll take a minute to get there, but it will. And then everybody gets rain tomorrow. So here's Futurecast, and this is 6:30 at night. So now we're going to advance it to 10 o'clock. So now we have that activity kind of either side of 95. Upper 40s, low 50s. Again, it's shades of green, which isn't crazy heavy yet. Miserable, yes. Temperatures upper 40s, low 50s. Now watch the winds as we go through Futurecast. This is 10 o'clock tonight. Southeast winds. Get the dog towels out. I did that before I left today. We're going to need them probably through Saturday morning. Now, by 6 o'clock in the morning, Futurecast kind of emphatic about a little bit of rain east of D.C. The rest of us just have clouds to start the day tomorrow. So if you get to work early and your work brings you to D.C. or points west or even south, it'll be a dry commute. It won't be pleasant, it'll be cloudy and chilly, but it'll be dry. But if you come in from 50, say Annapolis to D.C. or vice versa, D.C. to Annapolis, you're going to have a wet commute at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, notice the arrows. Uh-oh. Now they're easterly. Not a particularly warm wind for us. By 9 a.m., rain begins to move northward, essentially up 95. Uh-oh. Now the winds are northeast. I mean, northeast winds are a cold wind. And I've said this all the time. If you're a snow lover, in the winter, you want northeast winds. Why? They lock in the cold air. Well, in spring, they just kind of make it miserably chilly. So this is 9 o'clock in the morning, 45 Hagerstown, 49 D.C., 50 in in Fredericksburg. Now watch what happens. Those are 9 o'clock temperatures. By 1 o'clock, we still hold at 49. Fredericksburg drops to 49, 46 in Hagerstown. The winds are now northwest. But also, look how much more yellow and orange there is, okay? I mean, look at that. It's pretty heavy rain down through Culpeper and Fredericksburg. We're not talking about flooding. You could see some ponding on the roads, so be careful of hydroplaning as you get into the lunch hour tomorrow. It's going to be a miserable day to walk or drive to lunch, pick it up, because 40s and rain and winds picking up out of the northeast. So that's 1 o'clock. By 6 o'clock tomorrow, we still have a ton of rain across the metro, and some of it is pretty hefty. I mean, you see the moderate rain and a little fleck of orange there, Manassas to Leesburg, over toward Andrews, down into northern Charles County, across the river back into Westmoreland County. It's still, a pretty potent system. And the problem with this, I think I mentioned this last night, is that in springtime, areas of low pressure get what we call cut off. So the jet stream, instead of tracking it, nicely from west to east, has a circle around it. So instead of moving, it just drifts. So it's going to take a while to drift away from us over the weekend. 10:30 tomorrow night. Heavy rain gone, light rain and showers still in place. So it will affect your plans tomorrow night. You also need a coat. I mean, it's 43 or 41 in Frederick, 44 in D.C., and 43 in Manassas. That's pretty cold by my standards in April. And of course, it doesn't help that we had those days in the 80s in March that popped out the cherry blossoms, and we get back to the 40s, we're like, whoa, what happened? Pretty typical for D.C., but that doesn't make it any more pleasant. Now, remember that I talked about that low pressure drifting? Well, it's going to drift offshore, but this is Saturday morning. It still has some showers. And look at the temps, 39 in Gaithersburg, 39 in Frederick and Hagerstown. Wow, that's cold. Now, you'll be able to do some stuff on Saturday. You're going to have to really want to do it, but you could take a walk, play golf if you had to. Low 40s now. Now the winds are now due north. Look at that. That's snow. Maybe as close as Bel Air. Certainly some snow west of the divide. That's a given on Saturday. Now, 1 o'clock. Clouds, yes. Couple sprinkles, yes. But we're generally dry. We're cold. Low to mid-40s. Now, 5:30. We're still cold. We're still mainly dry. Couple sprinkles. Now the winds are more northwest. And that will dry us out. When we get the northwest wind, the storm is pulling away. And that's a good sign. But boy, is it taking a minute to get northwest winds. We're now through Saturday evening, for crying out loud. Saturday night, northwest winds. We're still cloudy. Still some sprinkles. I mean, we're showing one in Fredericksburg and out toward Winchester. Those could be anywhere. That could be Leesburg and Rockville just as easily. But just be advised, you're going out Saturday night, probably don't need an umbrella. You need a coat. I mean, low 40s across the board, a little breezy. Yeah, yikes. By early morning on Sunday, cloudy, chilly, dry. Okay. By 10:30, cloudy, chilly, dry, and some breaks now. Remember, this is the base map color. So we get some breaks there, get some breaks up toward Baltimore. As we go through Sunday, we'll get some breaks in the metro. Now, let's kind of graph out Friday. It's not pretty. Rain and showers across the board. But as I showed you on Futurecast, the heaviest rain will be like between noon and 6 o'clock. So our miserable commute home. Temps don't do much. This has it going above 50. It's going to be close. I mean, the burbs holding the 40s, no doubt, both on Friday and Saturday. We could touch 50. Won't feel like 50 on Friday. So the models. This is great. Pretty good confluence, right? Everybody's got over an inch, and some have over an inch and a half. And I think really in terms of the immediate metro, we're looking at a good inch and a half, which is needed. We are in a drought. I know that sounds kind of weird, but we are. We had a very dry month of March. So this is rainfall by Friday morning with one model. We're anywhere from a few hundredths to 2/10 up near Hagerstown. By 12:30 on Friday, now we're in that 2/10 to 4/10. And then by Friday evening, now we're over an inch, certainly east of town, and less to the north and west. And then by 10:30 Friday, most of us get an inch, closer to an inch and a third down toward La Plata, over an inch and a half over toward Annapolis. Then we get into Saturday. Now we have over an inch and a half just about everywhere. D.C., 1.79, 1.8 in Gaithersburg. So really in the metro, what we call the breadbasket. So Frederick and Montgomery counties and Loudoun and Fairfax and D.C. and Prince George's and Charles and Prince William, everybody gets over an inch, and most of us get over an inch and a half, which is great. Fredericksburg, you even get an inch. Now, yes, you get a little less as you go west out toward the mountains and across I-81. You get a wee bit more as you go east toward Annapolis and up into northeastern Maryland. So that's really good news for us. So why? Because, this just updated today, and we're still in a drought, a severe drought. From D.C., northern Fairfax, most of Loudoun County, back into Martinsburg and points north. And everybody else south of that's generally in a moderate drought. This is going to help. As I mentioned last night, this is the best case scenario. We're talking about good soaking rains, don't anticipate any flooding, and there's no severe weather. And that's a good way to make some inroads on the drought, right? Okay, the weekend. Blustery on Saturday, some showers in the morning, not a washout, just not a very nice day. If you do try to play golf on Saturday, which it will be possible, I guarantee you'll be cart path only. So put your walking shoes on, your waterproof golf shoes. Upper 50s on Sunday. We're going to start with some clouds. We're going to finish with a little sun, but again, that is a weekend much more reminiscent of early March than it is of April. Our average high temperature now is like 65, 66. So this is almost 15 degrees below average on Saturday. And the burbs will hold in the 40s on Saturday. So not the greatest day to go to a brewery or a vineyard. I would postpone that. So where did temperatures go? Okay, well, let's start with tomorrow. Yeah, we're only 52, still cold in the northeast. That's the coldest air, really. Great Lakes, Mid-Atlantic, Northeast. It's 82 in Denver. It's 102 in Phoenix. They're starting a new streak of 100-degree temps. Uh-oh. By Saturday, we're only 53. Boston's only 40. I always say Boston winters won't kill you, but man, Boston springs, they'll wear you down. To the west, nice, 77 in Kansas City, that's okay. By Sunday, I mean, we're making progress, but we're still only 58, 85 in Kansas City, 82 in St. Louis. Now, I know you're looking at that going, is that going to move eastward? Not really. It's going to get warmer next week for us, but not in the 80s, unfortunately. By Monday, nice, low 70s, we'll take it. Gets to 85, though, in Raleigh, 84 in Atlanta. Uh-oh, look what happens. Gets colder now again. International Falls, only 38, 49 in Minneapolis, only 60 in Chicago. So let's talk about our temps the next 5 days. So we've got low 50s Friday, Saturday, and again, 40s in the burbs those days. Upper 50s Sunday, better. That's the pick of the week now on Monday, low 70s. Drops a little bit on Tuesday, but at least it's average. 66 is pretty much spot on average for April for that particular day. Now, any warmth heading our way after Tuesday? Not really. In fact, we drop a little bit. Next Wednesday and Thursday, we're low 60s, they'll be nice days. They'll just be a little bit chilly. Near 70 the following Friday, and then the following weekend, we're looking at temperatures. That's Easter weekend, I believe. We're looking at temperatures, 65, near 70 on Sunday. So Easter Sunday looks pretty good. It looks dry right now, and it does look a little warmer than average, just a little bit warmer than average. So tomorrow, there's our alert. Rain, heavy at times. Blustery on Saturday, low 50s, that's it. And then on Sunday, better, but we start out with a fair amount of clouds. It's going to take a minute to get some sunshine out on Sunday. Why? Because the low is drifting as opposed to just moving with the jet stream. It's a circle around it. It takes a long time for it to move. It's pretty common in spring. Now, there's your Monday. That's great. Low 70s. And then we drop a little bit back to the mid-60s on Tuesday, and then we're looking at 60 on Wednesday and 63 on Thursday. A little cooler, but that's a pretty good stretch of weather, albeit a little bit on the cool side. So again, the weekend, the better day is Sunday, okay? This is going to be a blustery day with passing showers. Not a day where you need your umbrella, but I would take a coat that would shed an occasional shower, and I would think layers because it's going to be in the 40s in the burbs and low 50s downtown. And then Sunday, we have clouds here on the left side. That means clouds to start. We're going to finish with some sunshine. But even then, temperatures only in the upper 50s. So not a great weekend, not a disaster, but more like March than April. Finally, as we get into the following week, we showed you those temps on the 7-day and the 10-day rather. That will feel like April, just in time for Easter weekend. All right, I'll see you tonight at 11. We'll have new model data in on the timing of the rain on Friday and the amounts, and we'll also update the weekend forecast. But until then, download our app. It's free. You can track the showers right along with us. There's also a great feature on there in the bottom right called Near Me. If you ever want to send us a picture, you tap that. You can upload a picture or a video. It's super, super easy. So until tonight at 11, have a nice evening. I'm Meteorologist Topper Shutt.